Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Let's continue our topic, that is chapter number 12, magnetism. And today's lecture will be part 4 of the same chapter. Now, today we have to study regarding Earth's magnetism. It is common experience that a bar magnet or a magnetic needle suspended freely in air always aligns itself along geographic north-south direction. If it has a freedom to rotate about horizontal axis, it inclines with some angle with the horizontal in the vertical north-south plane. This fact clearly indicates that there is some magnetic field present everywhere on the earth. This is called terrestrial magnetism. So basically, the study of earth's magnetic field, it is called as terrestrial magnetism. It is extremely useful during navigation. Now, magnetic parameters of the earth are magnetic axis, magnetic equator, geographic meridian, magnetic declination, and magnetic inclination, that is angle of tilt. So this thing we have to study in this lecture. So let's start one by one. Now first, it is what magnetic axis. So as you can see in the diagram, see, this is the magnet. As we know that earth itself is considered to be a huge magnetic dipole. So this is, suppose this is the earth's magnetic field. This is considered that this is the earth. So suppose a earth is having huge bar magnet, as this is the south pole and this is the north pole. Now see, basically the globe, this is what earth. So basically this thing, this is nothing but referred as the north pole, and this thing is referred as the south pole. Now why this bar magnet is having the south pole at the north pole and north pole at the south pole? See, as we had already studied, like the like charger will repel each other and unlike charges attract each other. So as you can see here, see, that's why this imaginary bar magnet, which is the earth magnetic field, it is having the, see, this is geographic north pole and this is geographic south pole. Fine. So that's why this is considered as south pole of the earth magnetic field, because north pole, this is north pole and this is south pole. That's why this is opposite. That's why they are attracting each other. So it is considered as opposite of the north, that is the south pole. So magnetic axis. So as you can see here, this black line, this line is nothing but the magnetic axis. So the earth is considered to be a huge magnetic dipole. Fictitious magnetic north of the earth is located below Antarctica, while the south pole is below Norway. The straight line, that is north south ns, joining these two poles is called magnetic axis. So hope you will understand what is magnetic axis. It is very simple. See, this is the earth's magnet, that is the bar magnet. You can see this is the earth magnetic. So this is the straight line, as you can see, this black line, this is called as magnetic axis. Now the next term is magnetic equator. Now as you can see, this line is the axis line. So what will be the equator? This line, the perpendicular line passing through the axis of the magnet, axis of this magnetic axis, this is called. Now see, a circle in the plane perpendicular to magnetic axis is magnetic equatorial circle. Okay, so a great circle in the plane perpendicular to the magnetic axis. This is magnetic equatorial circle. Now, after this, geographic meridian. So, a plane perpendicular to the surface of the earth, vertical plane perpendicular to geographic axis is geographic meridian. Now, first of all, what is geographic axis? See, as we know that, see, this is the horizontal. As you can see this line where earth is rotate. As we know that earth is rotate about its own axis. So this is the axis of rotation. As you can see, this dotted line is the axis of rotation, and always we know that this point is nothing but the north and this point is referred as south. So this point is called as geographic north geographical pole, and this point is called as south geographical pole. So what is geographic meridian? Actually, a plane perpendicular to the surface of the earth. A plane perpendicular to the surface of the earth, that is vertical plane, that is the vertical plane perpendicular to geographic axis, is geographic meridian. See this is the geographic meridian, this perpendicular line which is vertical plane which is perpendicular to the geographic axis. Okay, so this is geographic meridian. Now next to that we are having magnetic meridian. A plane perpendicular to surface of the earth, vertical plane, and passing through the magnetic axis. Now this line, this plane is magnetic meridian. See, passing through the magnetic axis, this plane is magnetic meridian, and passing through the geographic axis, this plane is geographic meridian. If you observe these two planes, this is the geographic meridian and this is the magnetic meridian. If you observe these two, so you will see some distance, some angle is between them. Yes, so we will see further what is this angle. So this is regarding the magnetic meridian, and the direction of the resultant magnetic field of earth is always along or parallel to magnetic meridian. So this is all regarding the geographic axis, magnetic equator, geographic meridian, and magnetic meridian. Now next to that we are having magnetic declination. Now as you can see, as just now I said, like if you are observing some angle between them, so angle between the geographic and magnetic meridian at a place is called magnetic declination. As you can see here, this is the geographic axis, that is the geographic north, and this is the magnetic north, NM, magnetic north. So you are observing some angle. Yes, this angle is called magnetic declination, which is denoted by alpha. Here it is delta, but actual in your textbook it is given as alpha. The angle between this, that is the magnetic declination, it is given as alpha in your textbook. The declination is small in India. It is 0 degree and 58 times west at Mumbai, and 0 degree 48 times east at Delhi. Thus, at both these places, magnetic needle shows true north accurately. Now, let's see the next term, that is magnetic inclination or angle of dip, which is denoted by the sign phi. Now, angle made by the direction of resultant magnetic field with the horizontal at a place is inclination or angle of dip at the place. Now see, if we are having a freely suspended bar magnet, see this is what we are having freely suspended bar magnet. So as we know that this needle will always come aligned with north south pole. So as you can see here, this is the horizontal surface of the earth and this is the vertical surface of the earth. So when it will come to at rest, so see, it is making some angle with the horizontal component. This angle, yes, this angle is called as angle of dip or magnetic inclination. So angle made by the direction of resultant magnetic field with horizontal at a place is inclination or angle of dip at the place. So this is regarding the magnetic declination and magnetic inclination, that is also called as angle of dip. Now let's see Earth's magnetic field. Now as you can observe here, see, this is the magnetic declination as you can see here. First of all, let's have, this is the magnetic meridian, this is geographic meridian, and the angle, this is this, see, magnetic meridian, geographic meridian, and angle between them, this is what alpha, as you can see here, this is called as magnetic declination. And as you can see here, this is the horizontal surface and this is the vertical surface of the earth. So see this part, yes, this is called as angle of dip, which is denoted here as a delta, but in your textbook it is given as phi. Alpha is the angle of declination and phi is angle of dip, that is angle of you can say magnetic inclination. So this BH is the horizontal surface and BV is the vertical surface of the earth, that is BH is the magnetic horizontal magnetic field of the earth and BV is the vertical magnetic field of the earth. So if you have to find the resultant one, so this resultant one will be nothing but B. So as you can see here, yes, you can observe this B, yes, it is making some angle, see this triangle. So BH, that is the magnetic field, horizontal magnetic field of the earth. As we know that, always see, the horizontal component you will have cos theta and the vertical component you should have the sin theta with you. So here this angle is what? Phi is nothing but the angle of dip. So as you can see here, if you have to find the horizontal magnetic field, so it will be B cos phi. Theta is nothing but the angle, which angle? Angle of dip, and angle of dip is denoted by phi. So it will be the magnetic horizontal magnetic field will be nothing but B cos of phi. So what should be our vertical magnetic field? Yes, which component will be here? Sin theta. Yes, so your vertical magnetic field will be nothing but it will be B sin phi. Instead of theta we will have angle of dip with us, that is nothing but phi. So PV will be B sin phi. BH is nothing but B cos phi. So finally, if you take the ratio of BV, that is the vertical magnetic field upon horizontal magnetic field, so you will have what? Sin B sin phi upon B cos phi. Now BB will cancel. Now sin phi upon cos phi. Have you ever heard the formula or seen any formula like sin theta upon cos theta is equal to? Yes, it is equal to nothing but sine of theta. So if we are having the sin phi upon cos phi, so with what we will have? We will have tan of phi with us. So see, if we are having ratio of vertical magnetic field and horizontal magnetic field, so it will be nothing but tan of phi. So consider this as the equation, one of the equation. Now see, if we have to find the resultant magnetic field, as I just now we have seen in the formula. See, if we have to find the resultant one, that is B, so it will be nothing but B square is equal to BV square plus BH square, because this is nothing but the hypotenuse and this is the other sides. So B square is nothing but BV square plus BH square. So if we take the square root, so finally we can have B is equal to under root of BV square plus BH square. So this is the one of second formula. So one of the formula we are having this formula, that is the BV upon BH is nothing but 10 phi, and the second formula we are having finally resultant magnetic field is nothing but under root of BV square plus BH square. So these two formula you have to remember. Now we are having some special cases, so let's see this one by one. Now in the special cases we are having number one, at the magnetic north pole, that is vector of B is equal to vector of BV directed upward, and BH will be 0. See, if BH is 0, that is the horizontal component is 0, so phi and phi will be 90 degree. See this, B is equal to BV. At the first case we are having vector of B, that is the magnetic north pole, it is what, equal to BV. Why BV only? Because BH is 0, so we will have only BV. At the magnetic south pole, now what will happen in the south pole? At the south pole, so basically here the south pole will be BV and directed downward, BH is equal to 0 and phi will be 270 degree. Now anywhere on the magnetic great circle, that is the magnetic equator, B is equal to BH along south to north and BV is equal to 0 and phi will be 0. So at the equator, magnetic field will be equivalent to only horizontal magnetic field. Okay, when it comes to at equator, so vertical field will be 0. Always remember this thing. If you are at the horizontal place, so vertical magnetic field will be 0 and angle of dip will also be 0. And if you are at the magnetic south pole, so resultant magnetic field will be equivalent to vertical magnetic field and horizontal will 0, and phi will be, angle of dip will be 270 degree. And if you are having magnetic north pole, at magnetic north pole, so resultant magnetic field will be equivalent to vertical magnetic field again and horizontal magnetic field will be 0 again, but here angle of dip will be 90 degree. So this three case you have to keep remember, that is special cases. Now after this we are having magnetic maps of the earth. So magnetic element of the earth, like horizontal magnetic field, angle of declination, that is magnetic declination, and magnetic inclination, vary from place to place and also with time. Okay, that's mean they are not constant at place, it is going to vary with time and place. Okay, the maps providing these values at different location are called magnetic maps. We have already see, we all are having mobile, we are nowadays we are using mobile so much, so in that we are having Google Maps. If you observe this Google Maps, so you can able to understand these terms, elements. These are extremely useful for navigation, and magnetic maps drawn by joining the places with the same value of a perpendicular element are called isomagnetic charts. Lines joining the places of equal horizontal component, that is BH, are known as isodynamic lines. Lines joining the places of equal declination, that is alpha, are called isogonic lines. Lines joining the places of equal inclination or dip, that is phi, are called eclinic lines. So these are the some terms, elements you can see there, which is used in magnetic maps of the earth. So let's stop here. Here we have completed this chapter, that is chapter number 12, magnetism. Now the numerical based on these topics that we have already done, that I will explain you later on. So let's stop here.